Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be talking a lot about Ankr. So if you guys are Ankr holders, make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. We do see a $1.1 billion market cap right now and an $88.5 million volume in the last 24 hours. So there's not much movement in Ankr recently. In the last month alone, we only saw a 1% increase. In the last week, about a 12 to 13% decrease, as well as in the last 24 hours, about 4 to 5% decrease as well. So we are seeing a lot of movement in Ankr. Unfortunately, it is the wrong direction. I do think there is a lot of good positives to come out of this. Ankr is still working very hard. We get weekly updates on the Ankr, Twitter itself. We will be going over some of the updates and news of Ankr here in just a second. So stay tuned for that, as well as price predictions at the end of the video for May, June, and 2021. If we go down to what Ankr is, I'm going to read quickly what it is, and we'll jump straight into some of the news and then come back and do some price analysis as well as price predictions. So if you guys don't know, Ankr is an Ethereum token that powers Ankr, a Web3 infrastructure and cross-chain staking DeFi platform that is aimed to make it easy and affordable for anyone to participate in blockchain ecosystems by building dApps, hosting nodes, or staking. The Ankr token that can be used to pay for services on Ankr platforms such as node deployment and API services. So participate in on-chain governance and also act as an insurance for network participants as well. So there's a lot that Ankr really does. Obviously, a lot of utility behind Ankr, and that's always going to be a positive. Unfortunately, we are seeing nothing really in the positives as for this increases and decreases. We just continue to see Ankr really drop all the way around from 12 to 17 cents. If we take a look at the last year, though, we did see Ankr push very, very hard about mid-March, early March. We saw it go from about 4 cents all the way to its all-time high. Still its all-time high, 22.5 cents. I do think Ankr has a lot left in it. This 22.5 cent push, we're going to see that 22 again. I do think for sure we will see a new all-time high within the next couple months for sure. But like I said, guys, Ankr is one of those coins that has not been doing or performing very well. So we are going to go over kind of the most recent tweets and see if this is something that we can turn around. By jumping into the first tweet, what are your plans for this weekend? We are getting ready for next week. Obviously, Ankr is trying to show you guys some sort of confidence going into this 5% decrease. We saw, this week of Ankr just doing fairly poor altogether, obviously coming down from, 17, 18 cents. You never want to see it come down from 17, 18 cent range to about a 15, 16 cent range, and even dipping still. And that's exactly what Ankr's trying to do, is keep you guys all on hold. They understand that nobody's going to be satisfied with this decrease, and that they want to give you guys ideas that there are plans in the works. So this could be exciting for next week. We'll see what Ankr really has in store for us. Obviously, this could just be another way of just hang in there. There's more coming, but hopefully we do see some kind of news or updates coming soon. I do think we will. Hopefully next week there's something big that we can cover, and I think that's going to be very hopeful for us as Ankr continues to do just okay. As we jump into the next one, here is the first long-awaited Ankr staking solution on the platform. You can now stake Ankr token to set up an ATH2 provider node, and from it earn Ankr as your reward. So this is obviously a positive announcement, May 3rd. So it was about 6 days ago. So the fact that we didn't see Ankr move in the right direction doesn't necessarily mean it was for nothing. Obviously, a lot of people are going to continue to use Ankr for the right reasons, and a lot of people are going to understand this, investing in a couple of weeks or months where they can kind of come back and look at, what they've all been doing. This is just definitely one of the positives that Ankr has been kind of pushing. Going on to our next one, this is the weekly update that we get from Ankr's Twitter, pretty much, like I said, weekly. So I will give it a like. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, make sure to jump into the description of the video, follow me on Twitter, jump into our Discord, both linked in the description below. You can take a look at my likes on Twitter and get this information. I try to like pretty much everything related to crypto, and that is important. And then if anything's extremely important, I try to retweet it for you guys. So you'll get that information as quickly as possible if you're following. So happy Sunday. This week has been slower on the front, but strong behind the scenes. So this is exactly what we are expecting. Obviously, talking about how they are slower on the front, that is good. Obviously, showing that because, we did see a 12.5% decrease. So I'd hope that we were slow on the front, because if we were fast on the front, that is definitely not a good combination. Going back to this tweet, though, it does talk about, we are working on fixing the capacity issue as we speak. We launched the bi-weekly newsletter as we started daily threads on Reddit. We are on KuCoin Talk as well, and they are also hiring. They talked about being hiring for quite some time now. Hopefully they are able to reach out and actually grab somebody, because we've seen, on their Twitter at the very least, we've seen on Twitter, they've been trying to hire somebody for quite some time, or hire a group of people for quite some time. So it's looking like they are just kind of reaching out, and there's, like I said, nothing going on in the on the front side, but strong behind the scenes. That's exactly what we would expect on a week that decreased 12.5%. like I said, guys, if you aren't invested in Ankr right now, you are looking at a decent entry point. This 16 cents, 15 cents around, right around 15 to 16 cents is not a bad entry point at all. If we take a look at the last month, like I said, we are going to get back to that 18, 19, 22 cent price point, in my opinion. Do remember, guys, though, I am not a financial advisor, so always do your own research before investing, as this is not financial advice. I do just suspect that, we are going to see a lot coming this next week, like they said. If this front end was, slow, like they said this previous week, and then they gave us basically the idea that this next week would be fast, I do suspect some good news, or at least some, positive increases in the price chart at the very least. I do suspect, Ankr is continuing to do good things behind the scenes, like they say. If we go to the Ankr website, ankr.com, you can connect to Web3 in minutes. We support more than 40 blockchain protocols for staking or developing purposes. Obviously, this kind of includes big names, obviously including Binance, Elrond, Polkadot, Bitcoin, Avalanche, Matic, just like I said, big names. And they talk about the staking nodes as well. So spin up your own staking nodes and start earning rewards immediately. So staking nodes, developer APIs, and enterprise solutions. They talk about their 8,000 plus nodes deployed, trusted by blockchain pioneers around the world. Just a lot of big names yet again. But the biggest thing is we always take a look at the ETH2 staking solution. So they call it staking simplified. So Ankr provides decentralized staking services for Ethereum 2.0. Ankr's ETH2 staking protocol and platform combines staking and DeFi, implementing elements from traditional staking with non-custodial management, micropools, and instant liquidity, as well as decentralized governance. So we see this, price and stakers pretty much continually increase. I think we saw in the beginning when we first started on Ankr, we saw about 2,000 stakers. So we've gone up way past that since then, about 641 new stakers, as well as the ETH number has climbed significantly as well. So that's obviously a positive. The more use behind the actual Ankr coin itself, or the Ankr token itself, is going to continue to really give Ankr more utility. The idea that more ETH is being used and staked on the site itself. So we see why stake with Ankr. They talk about the micropool, staking manager, staking liquidity, as well as security. So there's a lot of reasons to stake with Ankr, and they talk about how to calculate your earnings here as well. You can actually just hover across the board here and get, let's say, 70 ETH staked, $267,000 worth. You get about $17,000 worth every year in return. So it's a great way to really calculate your earnings very easily. If we go back to the Ankr price chart, let's give it a quick refresh, make sure we have the most recent up-to-date price. It looks like we do. Obviously, not a great price update, still around that 15, 16 cent range. I do want to talk about where we see, Ankr by the end of May, June, and 2021. So I think by the end of May, we are in alt season, in my opinion, by the end of May, at the very least, if we haven't already begun, which I believe we have. Ankr is definitely one of those coins that will continue to rise. Unfortunately, this last 24 hours and week have been pretty bad, so it would be hard to continue to see this decrease. I do think, because of that, I'm very confident that we will see increases. But by the end of May, I do think we will actually push past our previous all-time high. Right around 22 to 23 cents is my price prediction for the end of May. That is going to be a solid increase. I think we definitely have what it takes to push there, though. Like I said, with alt season coming, I think pretty much every altcoin that has a purpose or utility behind it will increase or see increases at the very least. So 22 cents is going to be my price target for the end of May for Ankr. By the end of June, we're going to continue to see a lot of movement. I think a lot of altcoins are going to be doing very, very well. Ankr may not be the best performing altcoin, but I think it will be a solid increase from here. Obviously, if you're buying at this 15 to 16 cent range, it's a fairly good entry point. And we did see it, during the crypto market crash, we actually saw it go down to 10 cents. So if you're able to snag Ankr at 10 cents, you're already seeing great profits, and I think you will continue to see those, as I think Ankr has what it takes to really reach around 26 to 30 cent range by the end of June. Going into the end of 2021, this is where I think Ankr will actually do its best. Obviously, they're hiring for a reason. They have big plans in place, and I think Ankr is going to be more of a long-term project, a long-term hold than a short-term one. So by the end of 2021, if Ankr is not at 50 cents, I'll be surprised. I'd say it's going to at least hit 50 cents by the end of 2021. That's going to be my price prediction for Ankr. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. As these price predictions are always on the conservative side, realistic as possible, and as honest with you guys without trying to get caught up in the hype. So let me know what you guys think about Ankr. Do you think we're going to see increases? Is it still worth investing in? Is it worth holding? In my opinion, long term, it is still a decent coin. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thanks, guys, again, and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let me know in the comments, like I said, where you guys think Ankr is going to end up.